welcome back. If just in case you're joining us, this is Good Morning Boss right here on Boss TV. We are having quite a good time in matters to do with education, and specifically today we are discussing the role of teachers in our politics as we gear up for the next general election that is in 2022. Quite a lot is in stake as far as politics is concerned. What is the role of teachers in politics? That is what we are asking this morning, and none but no one else can help us to understand this and shed more light concerning this matter than Mr. Dan Aloo himself, who is a teacher by profession and is currently the KNUT Secretary General in Kilindini Branch, and of course he has vested, or rather also entered into the world and the line of politics. So he's here to explain some of the few details that concerns the role of teachers in our politics. And of course, we'd like to engage you into the program. Talk to us. The number is below your screen. Share your comments, and we'll be so glad to hear from you and get to hear what you have to say concerning the role of our teachers in politics of the day. Remember, history talks about how teachers have invested into politics and how they have led in making sure they change the dynamics of politics, and we'll be explaining to us some of the few people who engaged into matters of politics and in as much as they were teachers. Karibu sana mwalimu.
Yes.
Welcome to the second part.
Yes.
Now, to begin with,
yes. First
thing first, mwalimu.
Yes.
Do teachers have a role to play in politics?
It's a big yes, because teachers
capital letters, you're saying?
Yeah, capital letter. Because teachers are central.
Right.
They are very strategic. And I wanted to give you the flashback of the struggle for independence.
Let's go.
Around 1925, the first person to establish a political party was James Gichuru. That was a teacher. Eliud Math in 1945 to represent people in the East School was a teacher. Jaramogi in 1957, that was a teacher. Daniel Torotich Arap Moi, 1957, that's a teacher.
Right.
Ronald Gideon Ronald Ngala, Hapa Kilifi, was a teacher. These are people who are leading the struggle because number one, they were helping to educate people. Why should we have independence? Then they were, number two, they were mobilizing people to agitate, to lobby, to fight for their rights. Even at the moment, the same level, the same philosophy is still there with the teachers today.
Right.
We have various teachers today. Omar Mwinyi of Changamwe is a teacher. That is a teacher, isn't it?
Right.
Langat is a teacher. Wilson Arap Susion is a teacher. Omboko Mulemba is a teacher. Mulawanga is a teacher. Kiptis, the governor of Baringo, is a teacher. The governor of Nyeri, right. Teacher. The deputy governor Isiolo is a teacher. And several teachers in this country. Even the nominated MCA, Madam Areba, was a teacher at Aga Khan.
Right.
So teachers, number one, they play a very main role. Lobbying, agitating, organizing, planning, implementing. Remember, politics and election is done at school level. ECD center, primary center, secondary center. And even polytechnics and colleges, these people are the one organizing. They're the one planning.
Right.
And most of them play the role like the presiding officers, deputy presiding, the clerks, and the rest. So they are also as leaders. Remember, teachers are also leaders in mosques, they are leaders in churches. So if you want leaders of churches, you will find them. The teachers are also pastors. So these are very important ingredients in the Kenyan politics. They will be there as people who are mobilizing, there are people who are coordinating, there are people who are planning, there are people who are participating, and they will be also, they have a right to fight or contest on a political level, either the president, either the senator, the governor, even Malalo of Taita Taveta, the one who is the senator, that is a teacher. So we are saying that teachers can play a role either at the level, at the machinery level, as the MCA. They can also be small leaders in the villages and whatever. They will be educators and the rest. So we are saying yes, because a country that does not recognize teachers, where teachers do not participate in this one, then that country cannot move.
Right.
And globally, even the other day you saw when Biden was contested, majority of people who volunteered to liberate US, they were teachers. They were either children of teachers, the learners from the whatever. Like now in Kenya, we have about 18 million learners. And the learners are also human beings in the constitution of Kenya. So the children, they interact with the children, 18 million children per day. And they also interact with 18 million parents per day, isn't it? And and they're also meeting the support staff. Even the number of teachers, we can say approximately people who are teaching right from the university to college or whatever, they are about 2 million. So the 2 million is a bigger workforce. If you multiply by 4, that is 8 million. If you multiply by 5, that's 10 million. So we cannot ignore teachers, and the teachers must be there. And even every structure of the government must recognize the teaching fraternity.
Right.
Yeah.
Mwalimu, why do you feel like teachers make good political leaders? What is this one thing that you guys got?
Number one, look at Kwame Nkrumah. When he was a teacher, the first person to become the president of Ghana. Ghana became a super country with a unitary system. People were talking one language. He coordinated. Remember Akosombo Dam building construction, mining of gold in that country, declaring an wealth. So Ghana economy went up. And even the social fabric was reinforced. When you come to Tanzania, the other day, the late president, my friend, Magufuli, he was a teacher of mathematics and chemistry. Me, I'm a teacher of mathematics and business. So look at the way he was organizing Tanzania, where he enhanced the economic status of Tanzania, where he told corruption should be reduced, where he said all the money should be plowed back the country. Remember, they have constructed very big railway lines with a very cheaper material, the cheaper economic planning. You see, that is, so a teacher is a very important role there. That is a place. Look at Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi, the Nyayo buses, the Nyayo ward, the Nyayo stadium. Remember those ones, isn't it? The Nyayo milk, where people were taking milk free. There was a big market for milk. And the children were very healthy. You remember that time Kenya had a problem with Kwasako and Marasma. He cleared that one by bringing milk in every school. He came up with a school, free education. That is a marvelous part of Moi. He built a university, so they are indicators that teachers sometimes, they are social fabric, they will remember the society, they are approachable, they are visible. Moi was moving everywhere. Those are teachers. So we feel that those countries that teachers have been given time, you see the turnaround economy. You look at the economy of the people. You look at the bottom, the machinery level there. You see there's a lot of things. So we feel that even when you go to countries that where the teacher, like in Munyi, the MP of Changamu, you will see a little of organization. The issue of bursary is not a big issue, isn't it? It's well organized. It's humble. He walk around the street and mingle with the society. Because teachers belong to the society, belong to the community. Even you go to Nyeri, you see what Mutai Kaiga is doing. He was just the deputy. But now he took over the county. You can see some work being done, and you can see he can communicate with these people freely. So when you look at the teacher as a fraternity, remember it is the engineer of the country. Because if manufacture people is still the brain, he considers a lot of that, then he will also consider the country, my brother. So we feel that if a time comes, and that does not mean that a teacher must be a president. A teacher can be as MCA, a teacher can be a senator, a teacher can be a governor, a teacher can be even a leader, a church leader. So when you talk about leadership, teachers are, if you get the secretary of a church, you'll see it's a teacher. Definitely the community have said that is the teacher because he will write for the people and give the report. So that small area, that small leadership that the teacher has should be recognized, be appreciated, and be enforced to make sure that we develop and grow as a society.
Very true.
Yes.
Right, but the biggest question now will be, Mwalimu, considering that we've had a series of a number of teachers venturing into politics, it's like you're telling me that the teaching fraternity and that field of teaching, it's not quite a field that you can depend largely on. You must look at the other sides.
My brother, remember I have said we have about 2 million teachers in this country. When we are talking about the president's one post, when we are talking about senator, there are 47 posts. When we are talking about the MPs, 290. When you talk about the MCS 2034. So it does not mean that every teacher will be a political leader. There are only a few people who feel they should be joined. And there are also a few people who have been identified by society to come up and assist. So it does not mean that every teacher will go. If we are saying every teacher will be there, how can you accommodate 2 million? Are we going to create 2 million constituencies? Just like doctors, just like lawyers, just like pastors, just like merchants, the traders are participating. Then we are talking about teacher representation in the society. Remember, in parliament, we have industrialists in parliament, we have lawyers in parliament, we have doctors in parliament, we have nurses in parliament, we have traders in parliament. we have unskilled labor in parliament.
Right.
They are representing a certain group of people. So a certain group must be represented in a strategic position where people are discussing the issue that affect the society. So teachers are also Kenyans.
Right.
And they are dealing with millions of people. I told you they are dealing with 18 million.
Right.
Around 24 million learners passing through the teacher at the university level. 24 million parents about them. So they know the problems that are facing the Kenyan society. Like we talk about bursaries today, the help today. If a teacher is in parliament, and there are many of them in parliament, they will try to organize and improve on the pattern of help. If you come to the bursaries, we should talk about the bursary from the government and the bursary from the foundation. We shall talk about free and compulsory education. How is it free and yet people are paying? What are we doing so that it should be a free day school? So those are impetus that the teacher, being that is part and parcel of society, will be able to articulate in parliament, and they will improve the bills that are going to affect the society positively, not negatively.
Very true, and quite some bit of thoughts concerning the role of teachers in the politics. That is a topic of discussion that we are having this morning. Believe you me, there is quite a good number of teachers out there who are so much into matters of politics, commenting here, commenting there. Others are going a step ahead in venturing into politics. We'll be looking at what are some of the things that teachers need to consider when they also venture into politics. But Mwalimu, right now we do have a lot of politics being played out here.
Yes.
And so speaking, particularly with the kind of the way we do our politics, people say that we are not right in the way we play our politics. Can the teachers now, who are supposed to be coming and talking about issues of politics, change the whole dynamics of our politics and how we do our politics in the country?
You see, Shadrach, teachers shape the destiny and the image of our nation, because the philosophy and psychology that is there will now help them to make a design of how the Kenya we want. But you see, per se, the Kenyan problem now, politics, is being affected and infected by the global society, the global village. You see that even our neighbors, you see the type of politics they are doing. Even in America today, even Britain. Remember, right now Britain, because of economic bloc, you have seen that they have got a bigger transition. Who comes in and who goes out. Because the politics now has become a diet of society, a living culture or phenomenon of the country, because everybody now wants, because politics drives the nation. It is the cornerstone of everything. Because remember, we have three dynamics: economic, social, and politics. But you see, politics is the mother of society. Politics the mother of economy. So that's why Kenyans' perspective has seen that they must be part and parcel of the politics of the nation. They are not passengers in that one. And that's why you see, if you go to every place now, this is called Bunge Wananchi. The people are trying to internalize. They're trying to critique the society. And these are living nature that now has to continue. And these are dynamics in 21st century, which we cannot say, because even the Europe countries, the policies, the day order of the day, even if you look at American philosophy and whatever, it's all over the day. Agitation, lobbying, the campaign and whatever, it's another thing. And the whole world is mobilized to discuss politics as a society. Because if today you go to a place and start talking about social welfare of the society, it will not be relevant. If you talk about the economy of the country, it will not be relevant. But if you talk about Kenyan, when you criticize a person, when you internalize what is supposed to be done, the good, you'll see that is a topic. Even at your Boss TV today, you have seen that if you are bringing a teacher, you are bringing a teacher on the platform of economic development, social development, and the political development. And because you see, politics is the factor in development and growth in the society. And therefore, we must be cognizant of the fact that whenever we are talking to Kenyans, we must be looking at the politics and the better practices of politics in this country, so that Kenyan can develop, that Kenya can grow, my brother, and the society. Because you see, even politics disturb social fabric of this nation. IDP are still in the ground because they were displaced because of politics. If you talk about economy of this country, economy is down or whatever, it is because of the bad practice of politics. So that's why every person in this society, every person in the country, in the continent, in the world, is now looking at politics as a focal point.
Very true. Right. Now, Mwalimu, if at all these teachers want to come into and speaking about issues of our politics,
Yeah.
what can you advise for them to put into consideration? We need to change our dynamics of the politics. We need to do good politics. We don't want to hear that we are playing, I don't know, bad politics and issues about unfairness in our politics.
Number one, my brother, not every teacher will come up to contest, but we have several teachers, leaders. The teachers have identified them as a leader. They have identified Dan Aloo as their leader. They have identified Collins as their leader. They have identified Bashir as their leader. They have identified Kitu Bongwela as their leader. You see, these are leaders.
Right.
So these are leaders that they have some model in them. They know, this is my leader, he can lead me correctly. So what a leader is saying is what they should be doing. And a leader should also be morally sound when he's dealing with issues of teacher representation, teacher development, community development, and that one. So we are saying that those few, it's our now responsibility to know which type of teachers are we bringing to the leadership. And the teachers will identify them during the election, because we have caucus. We have some platform that we are using, that we are sharing. So in this platform, we are going to identify across the country. And remember, this is a global dispensation, because they were saying teachers should not be a passenger in economic development. It should not be a passenger in political development. It should not be a passenger in social development. Those others we have identified, the churches to deal, in the mosques to help the society, they are also leading that side. Those people we have identified to help in businesses, those are our leaders in the circle. Those people who have been chosen are few that are being prepared to go for politics. These are our leaders, and we must shape them so that when they are there, they are good they are leaders of high integrity and moral. You have seen, because people like Kiptis are in Baringo and they are doing well. Mutai is doing well. So Sion and Omboko Mlengo was the best MP in Kenya in terms of CDF management.
Right.
So those are the those are models we want teachers to have. So if a teacher is coming up, he should be saying, am I a model of Dan Aloo? Am I a model of Ronald Gideon Gala? Is there a model of Jaramogi? Am I a model of James Gichuru, Eliud Matthew, and Daniel Toroitich Moi, or Magufuli of Tanzania, or Ghana, or whatever? So we have a model to copy from. So when we are coming up, a few teachers who are going to be elected, we expect them that they are free from corruption. Morally, they are upright. And we are happy, some of them, those who have been there at Parliament today, we can say we have given them 95%, because we are trying to monitor them and evaluate them and see their performance. If we talk about Mwinyi, we know he's giving bursary well across the board. If we are talking about Kiptis in Baringo, we know he's doing his part. If you talk about Langati in Korsoi, we know he's doing work. If you talk about Omboko Mulemba in Mwaya, he's doing well. If you talk about Nabulanga in Bungoma, we know he's doing well. If you talk about Tanui in Bomet, he's doing well. So we are also trying to put them on the way spring. And once they become corrupt, we shall tell them, and we shall tell them to pave way, and we shall give another person to replace them. So we say, those posts we have got as teachers, we must maintain them. And a few of us who are coming up, we must, on a silver plate, a plate that community will believe that we can deliver and we can bring a change. So the dynamics will be, in that society, let us give a third. Let's give 50 or 70 MPs who are teachers there, out of 290. So if you have 70, maybe 35 ladies and 35 men, let's see how that parliament will change. Let's see how the senator will change. Let's see how the sub-county will change. And those people who qualify to get position, because majority of them are graduates. We expect them, they will be permanent secretaries. We expect them, they will be the CSO, they will be directors of the county board, chief officers. We expect them to behave well, to protect the assets for the society and for prosperity.
Very true. Right. Before even we look into your journey, you was a teacher in matters of politics. Last but not least on this topic on teachers and politics.
Yes.
Is there a danger of teachers staying silent on matters of politics?
They cannot, because you see, a teacher belongs to the society. So this teacher, number one, there's no teacher who can be saying that he cannot be a voter. Nearly every teacher is an adult, he has an ID and he has a voter's card. Out of the 2 million I'm talking about, they have a family of 4. Majority now are grown up, isn't it? So we say that 4 times 2, that is, teacher can influence 4, is minimum. That is 8 million. So that massive vote they have, they will participate as a voter. they will participate as a shaper of that destiny. They will participate in identification of the potential leaders, isn't it?
Right.
They will do what we call advocacy. They'll do a lot of awareness. So there's no way a teacher will escape, because this is a teacher who will be captured as a church leader. The church will play a role, isn't it?
Right.
In the mosque will play a role, because the mosque and the church and the school is one impetus of the politics of this nation.
Right.
Yes. So there's nowhere, because even voting will be done in church, maybe a teacher is the leader there, the secretary. If it's done in mosque, the teacher will be there. So there's no way a teacher can refrain, can be an island of itself for being participating in politics.
Right.
Yes.
Very true. Now, out of from whatever you've spoken about, that teachers should not be allowed, or that they should not allow to be passengers in the political, social, and economic development.
Yeah.
Is it one of the few reasons that made you to venture into politics?
Yeah, in 2015, we had a conference, international conference at KICC, where we are talking about global change and dynamics of the world.
Right.
They say that a lot of time teachers will take time to lament, to complain, to shout, to demonstrate, to thicken. They say we must have some leaders that when we are demonstrating towards the center, if you want an MP, we are demonstrating to a teacher and we are telling that receive our grievances as teachers so that you take it to parliament. But most times we were taking them to the chief, they were taking this demonstration to the DO, we were taking this to the county commissioner. Therefore, we are saying, let us have our leaders, so that if we have an issue at the county level, we have an MC at the county level who is a teacher, like Bomo and the rest, like Areba. We take them the memorandum, then they present in a county assembly. Right. When you have a problem that affects a teacher in the Senate, we have Malala as a teacher, we have Mwalolo of Taita Taveta as a teacher. We take them, we present the memorandum to them. I think if you have a bill that you want to be talking about the child right and the teacher right, we talk to the MP who is there. Like today, if you have an issue in Parliament, we shall present a memorandum to Wilson Arap Sosion. Right. If we don't get him, we shall put to Naulibwanga or the woman rep. If we don't get him, we shall give Oboko Mulemba. If we don't get him, we shall give Langat. If you have an issue that is facing the Council of Governors, right, we shall present our memorandum to Mutai, Kaiga or Obieri. If we don't get him, we shall give to Kiptis, the Baringo governor. If we don't get, we shall give the deputy governor, if the council of governors. Right. If we want the MCs, we have the MC of Muranga, Amos. He's the MC of Muranga, the majority leader. We present that memorandum to them. So we are saying that we must be strategic. We must be strategic. And we must agitate that even when we are talking about the ambassador, we must be, because teacher is a Kenyan, he qualifies, he has a degree as a philosopher. Right. So if we want a minister, let's have a teacher also as a minister, so that we have an issue of the cabinet, we shall present that one. That's why we took Moi, that's why we took Eliud Matthew, that's why we took James Gichuru, we put Jaramogi Oginga Odinga, we put Daniel Toroitich Arap Moi. Right. And remember 1957, Moi moved a free land, formation of the union, and having a common employer, the Teacher Service Commission, 1969. That was the work of Moi, because it was strategic. And globally, we have said we must be strategic. That's why in 2016, 2011, Tanzania elected Magufuli. That was affirmative action for teachers. Like now, people are talking about disability people, isn't it? They are there to talk of themselves. We want even these athletes, Eliud Kipchoge, the king, should be in parliament, talk about on behalf of the athletes. And if he can't, then he should be the minister. Right. So that is talk. If he can't be a minister, then he should be the PS to talk about, or it should be a cast. So teachers must remain relevant, must be strategic, so that they have their leaders that they can approach, that can speak on their behalf. Like when I talk about education per se, free education, money is not coming to school. Very little. Why should you give 15 billion to secondary school and they are paying fees, and then you give 2 billion to primary school with 8 million students? Those are called, when you look at the Constitution of Kenya, equality and equalization, my brother, the child is a child. There's no child which is big and a child which is small. Why should the children in polytechnic pay school? Why should they pay at the university and they're having problems? They are learners. We must see that education is free and compulsory, basic education. How do we internalize it? Who is going to do it for us? If we are not a politician, who is going to talk for that? If a teacher talks, then you say we are doing politics. Then let me convert to be a teacher, then I become parliament. With the other issue of taxation of grants, we shall talk about. Right. If we are talking about teacher promotion, they have not been promoted for 5 years. They have their degree and somebody has refused to recognize the degree. Yet degree is recognized when you want to be a president, when you want to be a governor, when you want to be a minister, when you want to be a CS, when you want to be to be a wardrobe. Why don't you recognize the teacher's degree in the school, give you the money commensurate with the degree? Those are things that we cannot talk across. We cannot shout in the street.
Very true.
We must be strategic in this country.
And be there.
Be there to talk for them.
Right.
Yes.
And in 2022, you want to be there.
I want to be there. Even 2017, I was there.
Right.
And these people, they shortchange me, and they know very well. I don't want to complain. They know factors, all factors prevail. You have the report clearly. Yeah, I would be the MP of Jomvu by now. But because some factors, some people are worried, fear of unknown, I'm a Kenyan as other Kenyans.
Right.
And they deny me that opportunity. This time, I was providing myself again as a candidate. And we shall converse, we shall travel around this, and we shall gang up with the teams that are like-minded to make sure that we liberate people in the society.
Very true.
Yes.
Right. Now, the fact that you're a teacher and you're looking forward to become the next member of Parliament, what exactly are you bringing on board?
I bring the impetus of a teacher, because a teacher is a social worker. He is a person down in the village, down in the estate, down in Nyumba Kumi. This is a person that will listen to every person, who is approachable, visible, and accessible to everybody. So if we are there, we are bringing, like now in Jomvu, we are saying openly. Are
you using your teacher aspect to gain mileage, Mwalimu?
No, I'm not using it, but everybody is using his status to gain mileage. A trader will use that one, a robber will also use, a corrupt person will use this. So everybody will use his level to get a mileage there. That's fact, and that's why I've come here today. How many people will come here if he's not a teacher?
Very true.
And how many teachers will come here to talk about what I'm saying? Yeah, so we are talking that we want to change. In Jomvu, there's a problem water shortage.
Very true.
Which is gradually. And I want to tell you that now several houses in Jomvu are empty. Because remember, they built gorofas in Miktini and Mikinani. Before 2013, there was water flowing in taps, and we could bathe with a running tap. Today, there's no water there. Today in Jomvu, there are people who are selling water, these water vendors. There's no water running there. What is remaining is now the tank. The tanks that are very dirty, because who wash them? You know, they are carrying water from different, and who takes those water? So that is a very hard water, and sometimes it reduces growth and the development of the people. You know, even giving birth, when you take hard water, it also it reduces the fertility of the fertility ratio of these people there. Okay. So it means that in future the schools will be closed there. So who is going to be attention? we shall have loose market there for people. People not have shops to sell people, because their people will be filled. Right. If those houses are not occupied, what do you think the landlords? What about the land rates? I think that. So those are issues we are talking about, because it means that those people the middle class will leave Jomvu area, and that's by design. In Jomvu, there is a problem of accessibility. If you are in Kibarani, you will only use one road. So if that road is closed, you will not move. So we want to make sure that Jomvu is accessible from Kibarani up to Bonje. There are also what we call the feeder roads. There are bridges that we cannot access at Bangladesh. There's a very big ufa there. If you go to Mamlai, there's a very big gabion there, very big one there, valley there. Right. Those are things we need to do. We also want to clean the environment of Jomvu, because you see those damp areas, very stingy areas now. Yeah? We look at the mangrove around that place. You see, the beach around that place. Those are things that we need to talk about. Right. When you look at the employment of the youth there, the youth are idle. Most of them kijiweni. Now we see kijiweni ni mali vijana wanakata. Right, true. Relax. We want to remove them so that they are potential. You know, when you give them employment, these people will marry, and if they marry, they'll give birth, and if they give birth, they'll take the children to school. Right. If they are not giving birth, what are we going to do? There'll be no learning in that area, my brother. So there are factors we look at. When you look at employment, we look at water. In Jomvu, there's no schools. There's no level 3. Jomvu people go to Portris, they go to Bakadara. We are going to reduce that movement. Remember, going from Jomvu to Portris, you need 200 shillings. Right. Going to Bakadara, you need 400 shillings. If we can reduce that cost by constructing level 3 and level 4 in Jomvu. Remember, Jomvu, there's no medical training college, which is a requirement of every constituency. Mvita we have, Likoni we have Changamu, Jomvu does not have. Jomvu don't have a polytechnic, which is a requirement by government requirement. Every constituency must have a polytechnic. Is that not said? We must construct them a polytechnic. So we assist them there. Those are issues, my brother.
Mwalimu, the issues that you're telling me
yes,
here.
And those are issues we can...
Are issues that are there, and we have the current leadership that is there.
That's why we want to replace them, because we replace them because that we don't have jailers with them. We replace them because we see their limitation. Because if you don't have a medical training college, it means that those people that are around there cannot be nurses. If you don't have polytechnic, it means we are not producing the lambas or whatever. This thing like the young youth, this one being Schedule 6 and the rest.
Right.
He pesa boy metoka national growth. It's not coming to Jomvu. Remember, if you have polytechnic, it means that money will be devolved there. Pesa machinani, isn't it? If you have a technical, pesa will be machinani. You have a stall, pesa will be machinani. We don't have a special school for the children with disability, like hearing. If you build it there, money will be there, my brother. Those are the employment, remember. So we build a technical college, you know that people will be employed there. True. There are people who are going to cook, there are people who are going to sell their things there. There will also be a market created. So these are social injustices that we must talk on behalf of the people of Jomvu. Why do they not have water, and water is in Mvita? The water reservoir is in Jomvu, Birikani. That is a container of water. The requirement is that that water must be provided to those people there. Isn't it? Right. It's just like putting a light. Light must be seen around here. It cannot be seen far, but around there it also must be light. You cannot put a light that cannot be seen outside, but cannot be seen down there. So we are saying, we talk for them, we want water, we want hospital, we want technical polytechnic, we want medical training college. I get it, my brother. Right. We want employment for this youth. Because when we construct this, the youth will get employment. We are talking about the employment, we have about 3,000 companies there. Instead of getting handout from them, they should employ at least 10 youth in that place. Right. And, Jomvu will be a beautiful place, because if you empower the youth, you give them employment. If you empower, you take care of health, they will not spend a lot of money. If you have a technical college, they will spend there. They will have artisans who can repair water system. They will prepare electrical system. They'll prepare your doors and your furniture, my brother. Yes.
Now, Mwalimu,
yes.
The fact that you're a teacher and you're looking forward also to be their member of parliament.
Correct.
What assurity do you have to them that once they elect you as their member of parliament, you'll bring change?
Teachers know I brought a lot of changes. The community know that I brought a lot of changes. So, for example, when I was in Kitani Primary as a head teacher, I'm the one who brought that German project. The German project, when you appealed the German bank to construct that school to accommodate several learners in that school.
Right.
That school was built at 450 million by the German bank. In that project, I brought 19 more exits. So if you see Kachonjo, you see Adija, that's my product. It's my initiative. When you talk about that, we have brought a lot of radical in terms of teacher development. I'm the first person to say teachers must go to school to acquire a degree by that time. I was just a P1, but I grew from diploma to degree. That is, and I became a model. Teachers grow up there. In that school, I was having what you call linkage, partnership or linkage of the parents who are HIV/AIDS.
Right.
And their learners. We used to go and we talked to industrial companies. They were bringing food every month, and we were providing food to those people in the village. We brought Hope Worldwide, which was providing uniforms for their learners. When they realized that they were coming from poor society in the slum area, they were being given a uniform free of that. We brought the World Vision was my initiative when I admitted a child from Taita Taveta, and there was no way they could assist. They brought the World Vision in Mombasa West. Right. That is a project, is it? So we have organizations like Kenya Advance for Children Rights. When I saw that the rights of children was being violated, we partnered with them. They are in the ground, my brother. Several groups are there working and helping the community. I have also mentored several youths, because as a youth from Mikinani, as an old man from the Mikinani village, I was born and brought up there. Very many people have taken the initiative of becoming teachers, of becoming doctors, becoming lawyers. I've mentored. If you go to Msambweni Hospital, the doctor in charge, Mbete, was my student. Several of them, we have done that. And if you go to media, Alex McDowell was my student. Right. We have mentored them, and they are doing well. There are people in the musical world, creative art, doing wonderful work. So when I be there, I will be a light for them, and they will copy and emulate that.
Very true. Right. Now, as we wrap up, Mwalimu, I want you to face that camera off there and speak to...
I'm facing it.
You're even ready to face it?
I'm facing it. You see, I'm not shy.
Right. Yeah. Now, I want you to speak to the constituents of Jomvu
yes.
And tell them that you are a teacher and you're bringing change.
But Jomvu people, my people, I love you people, and I believe that you are watching this program. Jomvu must have a change. There must be water. There must be employment for youth. There must be medical training college. There must be an hospital, level 3 and level 4 to cater for you. There must be feeder roads for those bridges that must be repaired. We want to see peace in Jomvu. People, the Jomvu landlords, they don't have title deeds. We shall provide you water. We shall provide you title deed. We shall fight for your right. There is also men fund. Men do not have fund. I have a bill to take to Parliament so that men must have fund. Remember, we have the children fund, disability fund, we have women fund. In the Constitution, we are talking about equality and equalization. Those are agenda we are talking about. We want to see that men can get money like women also getting money. The youth can also have the youth fund, which is well organized. We also want to have an environment fund where people were talking about mangrove forests and the rest. We want to see those beaches are accessible and people are using them to bring money. We also want to see market in Jomvu, where we have a market, people can walk in, buy things. We don't need to move up to Kongowea. We need also a stadium. In those places like Meroni, we still have a land, we can build a stadium for them. We also want to see that, we don't want to see the MP having an office in the sub-county commissioner. The MP's office cannot be in the police station. And that one we cannot allow. And that is very moral. That's the only MP in Mombasa County where I want to have an office in the police station. So how can the MP become OCPD, become OCS? We cannot accept that. And the Jomvu people, you don't be allowed, don't accept to be served from the police station. Because you will be arrested anytime when you deal with the MP, you will be arrested and be jailed. So we don't want, we shall remove that office. An office, the MP's office should be accessible to everybody. Right. Whether you are a robber or a drunkard person, you can be in that office. And we want people to be organized. We also want to see the border being respected. Yeah, sometimes they're being harassed, they're being arrested. We don't want that. We want them to form a society, a cooperative society. We want to see the youth society. We want the Manamba, the drivers having a cooperative. We want to organize Jomvu as a model constituency where people can come to learn, to borrow.
Very true.
That's what we want.
Of course.
Yeah.
Mwalimu, we wish you all the best going forward.
I also wish you the best.
Right.
Boss TV, welcome.
We'd like to, the next time you come back, we believe you'll be
I'll be
back as a
MP
teacher and member of
and Parliament. I think you'll really enjoy. You'll feel good. You'll be happy.
There's quite some thought here from Mr. Fred Ouma, who is also a teacher.
Mr. President.
Mr. Fred Ouma.
His nickname is called Mr. President.
Mr. President.
Yes.
All right, in Bangladesh.
Yes, Bangladesh.
He says that ambia Mr. Olo tunampenda sana, ni mchapakazi.
Hata mimi nawapenda sana.
Kongole. Okay. Very true. On that note, would like to say thank you so much, Mwalimu, for coming.
Thank you so much. Frederick.
You're welcome anytime.
I'm also welcome. You're also welcome anytime.
Very true. Right. And on that note as well, I would like to thank you so much for making time to watch us at the beginning of 7 a.m. mark until now. It's close to 2 minutes to 9. I would like to say thank you so much for those who had to engage us into the program. Thank you as well to the entire crew who made this program a success, beginning with my cameraman being led by Mr. Sami Lubanga, assisted by Joseph Kwach and the rest. I'd like to say thank you as well to my director on the very other side, that is Madam Josephine Zuve. Let's do this again tomorrow, same time, same place. Have yourself a nice day and continue viewing Boss TV. This is the only place where inspiration strikes.
Yes.